Something unusual has been happening in the WNBA, and it has fans asking a question nobody expected so early in Angel Reese's career. Is she really staying in Chicago, or is the situation behind the scenes becoming unstable enough to push her toward a different future? Nothing about these conversations came out of thin air. They started because of real events, real locker room tension, real coaching changes, real public comments, and real moments where it was obvious the Chicago Sky were struggling to manage two big personalities in the same building. And while the Indiana Fever have never made an official move for Reese, fans keep bringing them up because of one simple truth. Both teams are building young cores, and every shift inside Chicago changes the landscape of the league. In this video, we're breaking down what's actually happening, not rumors, not fan-made trades, not fake leaks. You'll learn exactly why people started talking about a possible Reese move, what's confirmed about the Sky's internal issues, what Angel Reese herself has said publicly, what the Fever's real needs and limitations are, and what the WNBA's contract rules allow or block. By the end, you'll understand whether the idea of Angel Reese in Indiana is even realistic, or just another internet conversation blown out of proportion. Now let's get into what started all of this. Angel Reese has never requested a trade, never hinted she wants to leave, and never indicated she plans to move teams. The reason fans started questioning her future comes from the Chicago Sky's actual issues that happened publicly. During her rookie season, the Sky were dealing with coaching inconsistencies, rotations that changed weekly, and growing pressure to build around two rookies at once, Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Every head coach and assistant openly admitted the chemistry was still a work in progress, and the team's offense often looked scrambled, leading analysts to question whether Chicago had a long-term plan for its young stars. This wasn't a rumor, it showed up in real game footage, press conferences, and interviews. The team's leadership talked about identity problems, inexperience, and adjusting roles. Nothing dramatic, nothing scandalous, but enough for fans to wonder if the environment was stable. That's where the early questions started, not because Angel Reese wanted to leave, but because the Chicago Sky themselves were clearly trying to figure out what kind of team they were supposed to be. One of the biggest real turning points came when the Chicago Sky changed head coaches. Coaching changes always matter, but for rookies, they matter even more because it means the system they learned gets replaced with a new system overnight. The new coaching staff brought in a different approach to spacing, defense, and how the team planned to use their forwards. Reese talked openly about adjusting to the new expectations, saying she was learning every day but also acknowledging that growing pains were normal. Inside the franchise, the coaching shift wasn't a controversy. It was simply a necessary move for a young team. But outside the franchise, it created a narrative that Chicago wasn't stable. Anytime a rising stars team goes through sudden change, people immediately start asking about their future. No one from the team or league suggested Reese was leaving, but fans interpreted the situation in their own way. That's how the storyline spread, through real changes that people exaggerated online. There have been no confirmed locker room fights, no official reports of teammates turning on each other, and no public claims of personal conflict. What is true are the moments caught on camera where emotions ran high during losses, moments every professional team goes through. Reese is vocal, competitive, and expressive, which sometimes leads fans to read too much into body language that is simply normal frustration during losing streaks. Teammates like Dana Evans and Marina Mabrey publicly supported Reese throughout the season, praising her competitiveness and work ethic. The only real messiness came from the team's inconsistencies, not personal feuds. The truth is simple. A young team learning to win is always going to face bumps. But none of those bumps were indicators of a broken locker room or a teammate getting pushed out. The Indiana Fever have never made an official statement, never entered discussions, and never indicated interest in pursuing Angel Reese. The connection fans keep making comes from something else entirely, the rivalry narrative between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, which media companies constantly use for engagement. Whenever Clark is involved, the Fever automatically get pulled into the conversation, even when nothing is happening behind the scenes. Another reason fans bring up Indiana is because they are one of the youngest rebuilding teams in the league. When a young star appears frustrated or unsure, even temporarily, fans immediately start imagining trades or team switches, even without evidence. And because Reese and Clark were compared nonstop during college, people naturally connect their professional paths, even though their teams have no trade discussions or internal issues linking them. Angel Reese has been extremely clear about one thing. She loves Chicago, loves the fans, and is building something with the Sky. In multiple interviews, she talked about creating a new culture and helping the franchise grow. She never hinted at dissatisfaction or requested any changes. Even when the conversation online got loud, she stayed focused on basketball, consistently saying she was learning, improving, and committed to the team. The WNBA is a league where players speak openly when they're unhappy. If Reese wanted a trade, it would be known publicly because players nowadays do not hide those feelings. But nothing like that has come from Reese. The only confirmed truth is that she is embracing her rookie journey and staying focused on improving with Chicago. Here is the most important truths. Angel Reese cannot join the Indiana Fever even if she wanted to. She is under a guaranteed rookie contract with the Chicago Sky. WNBA rookie contracts are fixed. Players cannot break them, leave early, or jump teams. The only way Reese could move is through a trade initiated by the Sky themselves. And there is zero indication Chicago wants to give up a high-performing rookie who broke multiple records. Trades involving rookie-scale contracts are extremely rare unless a major internal issue exists, and nothing like that has been confirmed for the Sky. That means the reality is simple. Angel Reese is not leaving because the league rules don't allow her to. Chicago has invested heavily in her, and the team views her as a core piece for the future. What truly got messy, and this is documented, was the team's performance under pressure. Chicago went through long stretches of inconsistent scoring, defensive lapses, and fourth-quarter collapses. Analysts pointed out real tactical issues like spacing problems and turnovers, especially when trying to run plays through two rookies still learning professional speed. The team also dealt with injuries that messed with lineups and continuity. None of this was personal drama. It was basketball issues, legitimate ones, that made the Sky look chaotic at moments. When fans see chaos, they assume someone is unhappy. But the coaching staff and players repeatedly explained the situation calmly. They were rebuilding and still learning how to play together. That's the entire truth behind the messiness, performance struggles, not internal conflict. The real answer is straightforward. No, Angel Reese is not officially joining the Indiana Fever, and there is no real indication she will. She is under contract with Chicago, she has never asked to leave, and the Fever have not made any public moves or statements regarding her. Every conversation about her joining Indiana is fan-made, media-fueled, and driven by comparison narratives from college days, not actual league activity. What is true is that Chicago is still figuring out its identity, still refining its coaching system, and still building chemistry. Those growing pains created uncertainty among fans, but none of it was tied to Reese requesting a change of teams. The story ends with a simple reality. Angel Reese is a core part of the Chicago Sky's future, and anything connecting her to Indiana is speculation, not fact. The only confirmed truth is that both teams are evolving, both have big expectations, and both will continue shaping the next era of the WNBA, each in their own direction.